The last major event in the first quarter of the 2018 season of Melee, Full Bloom 4, is coming this weekend, so let's take a look at some of the most interesting storylines that you should be looking out for in Indiana. The most prominent storyline yet again is if anyone will be able to loosen Hungrybox's grip over the #1 spot in Melee. He's a pretty clear path to winners finals, with his only real threat being Wizrobe, who was able to take him to Game 5 at EGLX. But if he's able to push through that easy roadblock yet again, he'll either have Mango or Leffen sitting there for him in winners finals. Leffen, who is seated higher than Mango at the event, hasn't been able to beat Hungrybox since the Big House 7, and is 3-7 against him in their last 10 sets. But their two recent sets at Genesis 5 both did go to Game 5. But it does appear that Leffen has been splitting his time between DBZ Fighter and Melee, and he hasn't had any recent serious tournament practice, with him going secondaries to Mango and Phoenix Blue. It'll be interesting to see if or how much this affects Leffen at this event. On the other hand, Mango has lost his last 5 sets against Hungrybox and hasn't gotten a chance to play him yet this year. Who of the two wins in this head-to-head has periodically swung back and forth since 2015, so Full Bloom 4 could mark a change in direction. But it's quite likely that Mango won't even have the possibility to play Hungrybox in winners, as he's also lost his last 4 sets against Leffen. Nonetheless, whatever permutation of potential sets of Mango vs Leffen and Mango/Leffen vs Hungrybox we actually get, we should be in for an entertaining top 8. Next, let's highlight 2 top 20 players that are looking to redeem themselves at Full Bloom after a poor Genesis performance and pull themselves out of a recent slump they've been in. First off, we have Westballs, who had the better performance of the two by finishing 17th at Genesis 5, but he's been underperforming his level of talent for quite a while now. This can most prominently be seen by his 10-spot drop to 18th between 2016 and 2017, which has been heartbreaking for Falco fans to watch. But he's going to have to fight hard for a solid placing at the event, because he has Zane waiting for him in the finals of his pool, who was the one who knocked West out of Genesis 5. His projected path through losers looks rough whether he's able to beat Zane or not, with Hack, Shroomed, and Axe in his way with a win, and Cal, Rishi, Crush, and La Luna on his path with a loss. Westballs is projected to play 17th, so at the very least he should be looking to match that projection, but if 2016 Westballs shows up, he should be able to easily surpass that. And the second most obvious example of someone who's been slumping lately is Chudat. Carried by his tremendous first half of the year, Chu was able to coast during the second half of 2017 and still end up ranked 11th. But now without any top 6 wins to lean on, it looks like Chu's rank is dropping fast. Some don't even currently consider him a top 20 player after his 33rd placing at Genesis 5, where he lost to 40th ranked Santi and 96th ranked Moki. Supposedly, Chudat has been heavily practicing with Liquid Crunch since his defeat, and he's looking to make a strong return to form at Full Bloom, but fans have every right to be skeptical that he won't be able to bounce back that easily. The first block for his successful return is Shroomed in winners finals of his pool, who 3-0'd him the last time they met at Royal Flush, so it looks like his path will have to be through losers. And surprisingly enough, this projected path through losers looks quite doable for Chu. Abate and Bobby Frizz should not be issues for Chu if the grinding is paid off. He 3-0'd none last time they met in 2016, and Chu is 3-0 versus Hugs in the last 3 years. Just making it this far would have Chu finishing 9th at the lowest, which gives them a tremendous chance of securing one of the 2 summit spots that are up for grabs at the event. He also is projected to fight SFAT to make it in the top 8, who has beaten Chu in their last 3 sets, but they have all gone to Game 5, so it wouldn't be too wild for Chu to sneak his way past. And as amazing as this comeback story and return to form would be, Chu's recent trend is full of warning signs to not get your hopes up. Nonetheless, keep an eye out for Chudat to see if his downward spiral continues, or if he's able to rise back up to greatness. The last and by far the most interesting storyline to be looking out for Full Bloom 4 is which players are going to claim the 2 summit invites that are up for grabs. The reason I left this storyline till the end is due to the fact that it is nearly impossible to accurately predict who is going to claim the spot because of how much projections can be thrown off by just a single upset, which is something I learned the hard way at GTX. But this by no means that I'm going to shy away from making some predictions. So what we are looking for is players who have high probabilities of making it into winners quarters, which would drop them 1 win away from making top 8 in losers bracket. With this as our focus, there are 5 players that I think have a strong possibility of grabbing these 2 summit spots. Starting at the top of the bracket, we have Crush and S2J. One of these players is going to have the pleasure of being knocked into losers by Hungrybox, and then playing Lucky, Duck, or Swedish to make top 8. Crush is the obvious pick, as he's been on a hot streak lately, and he's won their last 3 meetings in 2017. But S2J has also had a strong 2018 as well, with wins at Poya Pound and Schism 2. Seeing either of these players return the summit would be great, but having Crush evolving from a buy-in player to earning his invite in just 1 year is the much more interesting storyline. SFAT and Zayn are the next pair that are potentially going to be fighting for a summit spot at the beginning of top 48. SFAT is the overall favorite to win an invite at the event, but he's only a slight favorite to beat Zayn, as he went 3-2 in sets with Zayn last year. But Zayn is known for being amazing against Spaceys, and did win their last meeting at Pat's house, so this one is a toss-up to call as well. Then after losing to Leffen, Zayn or SFAT are projected to play Hugs for top 8, who has real potential to be the dark horse candidate by swooping in and stealing their invite. And lastly, we have another player who previously made it to Summit as a buy-in, but has a great shot to earn his invite. Amsa. He first has Mike Hayes, who he hasn't played since 2016, giving Amsa a huge advantage. Next he is Lucky, who hasn't beaten him since 2014, and who lost to him twice at Royal Arcade Bar 4 in January. Beating those two foxes already puts him in winner's quarters against Mango, which is the most winnable of any of the projected quarters matches at the event, which Amsa still most likely will lose. And then down in losers, he's got matches with either Crush or the Moon, both of which he's the favorite to win. And yeah, that's about it for this video. I'm sorry this isn't as high quality as these storyline videos are used to being. I didn't have time to draw up the graphics or do the full amount of research to put in everything for the graphics. That takes up a whole lot of time, and I still wanted to get this video out because I see a lot of comments from you guys with these storylines videos that you're not able to keep up with everything that's going on in all the events, or you're not sure the last time that some of these players played. So these videos help you a lot, getting prepared for that. So I wanted to at least give you guys something, even if it's not up to the same quality. And I guess I should make my own predictions for Full Bloom 4, because I always do this, even though I've been progressively getting worse and worse. I always say since my Zayn prediction at SmashCon, it's all been downhill. But I'm going to go easy. I think for EGLX, I also predicted that Hungrybox wins, but that's not a surprise. I really think that's going to happen, especially with Leffen kind of putting half his time in the Melee, and Mango mainly being a streamer more than a competitive Melee player. I'd still love to see either of those win. I'm just saying it's a very realistic possibility that Hungrybox wins and continues his domination. My two picks for the invites, you could probably tell that giving Amsa his entire section, I think Amsa's got a really good shot. He's got a lot of good matchups. People aren't familiar with the Yoshi matchup. I'm really hoping that it comes down to a tiebreaker match and they actually stream it this time. I remember I was at the big house when the two Falcons, when Wizzy and S2J had their tiebreaker match, and I wanted to stay in a good seat for top 8, so I couldn't go and see it. So I had my phone out streaming the match from someone's IRL stream. I could hear the reactions before I could see what happened. And I think Westballs and Chu are probably going to both underperform. Chu I'm much more certain of. Westballs you can never tell, but Chu's basically, for me, I will start paying attention into and believing that he can put up good results when he does that again. It's been too long, and Chu kind of needs to earn my respect back, in a way. And also, I'm still deep in this kind of rambling. This is a lot of rambling, more than I do normal, but I have a lot to talk about. I want to thank everyone for the huge support I got on that last video. It's got over 100 likes on Twitter. It's insane. I put a lot of effort in that video, and I thought it was going to do really well because I felt really good about it, and you guys seem to really, really enjoy it. So again, thank you so much for the positive support. I'm sorry I couldn't include Tricks. He didn't get back to me. And yeah, I think that's about it. Follow me over on Twitch. I do weekly streams now. Follow me over on Twitter to get updates on these videos, and when the subs boxes are broken and you don't get these videos. And I think that's about it. Oh yeah, support me on Patreon if you want to give me money and get these videos even earlier. Yeah. Cool. I've been SaveAsUntitled. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time.